knows anything about gambling? It's not gambling when you know you're going to win.
I don't bet. What do you mean you don't bet? I mean, I don't bet.
You're listening to Bustin' Chops and Callin' Shots.
Good Friday morning, my winners. How's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's doing great as your work week for most of you comes to an end today. So here another episode on Break the Board, brought to you by BCCS Sports and our other podcast, Bustin' Chops, Callin' Shots. Took a week off this week from that with this new daily show, Break the Board, starting, but we will be back to that next week. Lots to get into. Going to try to cram it in here. Last night in the NBA, the Boston Celtics, man, this team, I can't figure them out. I'm a diehard fan, and I can't figure them out. They get the win 95-86. Looked a little grim there at the end, like they were going to give it away. Marcus Smart, 22 points, 7 boards, 7 assists. The high man for 76ers was Embiid with 26. But Boston staves off elimination, and now they send it back to Boston for a Game 7. And I got to admit, I was the one that came on here yesterday, and I was like, they're done. This isn't the same team of last year. There's no way that they're going to be able to right this ship and get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, much less the NBA Finals, right? I thought there was just no way. But look, man, they came in last night. They found a way to get it done. I'm still not impressed. I still don't think that they're the team that they were last year. I think they play with their food too much. Because look, this Philly series should be over. Boston's more talented. They've outplayed them in 2 of the 3 losses. But with that being said, I really thought the 76ers would close them out last night. But then, Doc Rivers, is his, transcript show, usually comes up small when he has a big opportunity. And now Boston surprisingly has life again, right? They got life. So, I don't know here. It'll be interesting. Can Boston get this done? Look, if Boston can get this done, this will be, I think this is their year. When you look at the field and you look at what's out there, if Boston's ever going to win with this group, it's got to be now. Just typical Boston would be to give it away in Game 7 at home, but typical Philadelphia, you got Doc, and we all know what happens there. Nuggets, they advance, move on, 125 to 100, 25-point win. They were up by as much as 32. Jokic, 32 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists. Cameron Payne came in for the Suns and scored 31 points for him. Excuse me. Of course, the Suns were undermanned. No Chris Paul, no DeAndre Ayton, which I fully expect them to let Ayton go in the offseason. The guy just hasn't performed. He's a whiner. He can't stay healthy. The list goes on and on with him. But, I wasn't surprised that KD and Booker didn't perform. Because remember, I said it'd take a Herculean effort. Well, they put 2 of them up back to back, especially Booker. Booker was rolling. But then you look at last night, Durant 23, Booker 12. What the heck was going on? I know you're both jump shooters, but at some point in time, get to the dang free throw line, right? So, Durant got there 7 times. Booker only got there 4. So Denver advances on. They're going to have some rest because I think the Warriors get it done tonight and send it back to a Game 7. And I think with both of those older teams, look, Denver's in a really, really good position to finally break through and get to the finals, right? And look, if it's Denver, Miami, well, it's not going to be the Knicks. Miami's going to close them out tonight. But Denver, Miami, Denver's going to roll them. If it's Denver, Boston, man, we're going to have a heck of a series. If it's Denver, Philly, I think you're looking at a 6-game series. But for the Suns, where do you go from here? Right? Where do you go from here? Because you got a short bench. Chris Paul is old. Ayton doesn't want to be there. So, I mean, they got a lot of stuff they got to figure out. You got Katie and Booker, and that's great. But playoff is about bench. You got to have bench. You got to have the unsung heroes, as Shaq always calls them, the others, right? They got to come in and they got to be able to perform for you. And Phoenix just doesn't have that. So Denver will move on in advance there. Tonight in the NBA, you got Miami and the New York Knicks. Miami a 5.5-point favored. Right now getting 67% of the bets, 84% of the money. I think Miami goes ahead and closes this thing out. I don't think the Knicks can compete with them in Miami. So I expect Miami to close this out. Like I said, the over-under 208.5. 76% of the bets to the over. There's no way I could take an over with the Knicks. No way I could take an over with the Knicks. Golden State rolls into LA. LA, it's been bouncing around. It's sitting at 2.5 right now. 52% of the bets are on La La Land, but only 23% of the handle. We're flip right now. And of course, it's 5 a.m. here on the East Coast. A little bit of a late start this morning. 48% of the bets on Golden State, 77% of the handle. So we'll look throughout the day. How does this move? I think in-game's a great play. Look, if you like the Lakers to win the series, you got to think they're going to get it done here, right? So I would fully expect the Lakers, if they're going to win, to get it done. But I just really like Golden State, man. I think this could be, they've played horrible on the road, but this has been kind of a wonky series. I could see Golden State going to LA and winning, and then coming back to the Chase Center and the Lakers taking Game 7. So I think this game's going to be fascinating. I definitely think it goes 7. I think we have a Game 7 on Mother's Day, Warriors-Lakers. That's going to be fantastic. And then the other matchup on Sunday, we will have a Game 7, Philly-Boston. Right now, Boston out the gate, a 7.5-point favored. Man, if that thing goes, man, I tell you what, when you have these scoreboards with ESPN, the craziest stuff happens. Like, they just turn themselves on. It's unreal, but whatever. All right. In the NHL, the Dallas Stars took another step closer for us on that 5-unit series bet as they win 5-2. Getting the win there for us. So the Dallas Stars go up 3-2, really puts us in the catbird seat. So hopefully they can finish that off. Excuse me, on Saturday night and go ahead and cash that 5-unit play for us. That would be big for all of our winners. The Carolina Hurricanes in overtime get the win. Valiant effort to the New Jersey Devils. They had a great year. They played really hard. I was impressed with what they did. They obviously beat us a ton of times, right? They beat us, but they just ran up against a Carolina team that was more seasoned, more focused, have been through it a whole lot more. So, it is what it is, right? But, I think moving forward, with Hughes, the Hughes Bros and all, the Devils got something to work with. But Carolina will move on. More than likely, Carolina, Florida. Toronto and Florida play in Game 5 tonight. Toronto was able to, at least get one game in Game 4 to make it 3-1. I actually think Toronto wins game 5 and then Florida takes it game 6. But we'll see what happens there. Also, the Edmonton Oilers tonight will visit the Vegas Knights. Edmonton minus $1.30, Knights plus 110. There's some suspensions there with the Knights players, with that brutal slashing and all. But right now, Edmonton 54% of the bets, 53% of the handle. Vegas 46 and 47. To me, this is a stay away, right? I think you're betting on if Edmonton wins, you look for them to close it out in game 6. If the Knights win, then you really like the Oilers in game 6. So I think game 6 is a good bet for the Oilers. I know the line will be juiced up. But in this matchup, I really don't know if you can. I mean, this is just a tough game to pick. Again, if line movement, now look, if the Oilers shoot up $1.45, $1.50, and you're getting a comeback $1.25, $1.30 with the Knights, then I think you maybe take a shot with the Knights, right? But right now where it sits, I think it's a no-go. On the baseball diamond, series begins for the weekend here. You got a couple. The Cincinnati Reds and the Miami Marlins. This is going to be like watching paint dry in this series. So the Reds are going to throw Graham Ashcraft against Perez of the Marlins. Ashcraft 2-1 with a 3.82 earned run average, 1.33 whip. Perez will be making his first start of the season. The Reds are 15-6 the last 21 meetings. Right now, come back on Cincinnati plus $1.20. Just based off of pitching matchups, you got to give the edge to the Reds there for sure. Cooper, the first baseman, and Sanchez, the center fielder, are going to be out for this matchup. Reds 20th ranked offense. Miami brings in the 29th. And then when you deep dive in here into the pitching, again, this is Perez's first start. Ashcraft, his last start, August 2nd of last year. Cincinnati won 2-1. He went 8 1/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, none earned. The Reds, a little skittish in his last 6 starts. The Reds have went 3-3. His last outing, May 7th, Ashcraft got absolutely bombed against the White Sox, 17-4. He pitched 1 2/3 innings and gave up 8 runs. I mean, dear God. But before that, 1 run, 2 runs, 2 runs, 0 run, 2 run, 1 run. So he had pitched well this season up until that mark, and then the White Sox just bombed him. Again, not an official play, but I like the Reds plus 120 here on the comeback. I mean, who are the Marlins with a guy that's never pitched minus $1.45? That's you can't do it. So, Seattle Mariners will face the Detroit Tigers. You'll have Marcos Gonzalez, the southpaw, 2 southpaws in this matchup, actually. You'll have Marco Gonzalez going for the Mariners, 2-0 with a 4.70 ERA. He's averaging about 5 innings pitched per outing. And then Matt Boyd will get the starter, another southpaw for the Tigers, 2-2 with a 5.28. Tigers have won some games here as of late. Seattle is laying $1.20. It was $1.35, so it's came down. Come back on Detroit plus 100 to plus 105, depending on where you shop for your lines. The over-under set at 8.5. The under's 4-0 in Seattle's last 4 overall. They're 4-0 in Gonzalez's last 4 starts when he starts game 1 of a series. The Tigers are 10-1 in Boyd's last 11 starts when it's game 1 of a series that he pitches. So that's just a crazy stat. 10-1. The Tigers are 10-1 Boyd's last 11 outings when he starts game 1 of a series. So Mariners 6-1 the last 7 meetings, 4-1 in Detroit. So the Mariners have definitely owned them there and given them some trouble. Right now, nothing I really like there, so I would take a pass. The Mets are going to throw McGill out against the Nationals, Mackenzie Gore. Mets laying $1.35. Come back on the Nationals plus 115. Mets 11-12 on the road this year, 18-20 overall record. Nationals 16-21 with a 6-12 home record. Miguel, this would be, Gore 3-2 with a 3.65. The Mets 0-5 in their last 5 matchups versus a left-handed starter. They haven't played very well in that scenario, obviously. And then the Mets 7-3 the last 10 in Washington, 23-10 the last 33, which has been since Washington's totally fell off the cliff like most Washington franchises do. The Mets bring the 21st ranked offense. Nationals, we know how bad they are. They're down there at number 26. Gore has only faced the Mets one time. It was back April 26th of this year. He went 6 innings pitched, gave up 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 10 strikeouts. Look, the Mets haven't been playing well. And on the other hand, the Nationals, though they've played bad, their last 10, they're 6-4. So if I was going to make a play on this game, I would go with the Nationals plus the 115. All right. Moving on along here, my winners. Pirates at the Orioles. The Orioles, best team in town. Aviado will get the start for the Pirates. Kyle Bradish will go for the Orioles. Orioles laying 154. Comeback is $1.30. Excuse me. Total set at 8.5 for the Orioles. In this matchup, Pirates 21-17, 11-8 on the road, but they've really fell off. They had that red hot start, and the Pirates have really, really struggled as of late. Orioles coming off that series with the Rays where they took games 2 and games 3 of that series. We had them in both. They're 24-13. And the Orioles have been tough as all get out at home, 11-5. Aviado comes in 2-3 with a 5.59 earned run average. He's averaging 5 1/3 innings pitched. Bradish 1-1 with a 5.95. He's only averaging about 4 1/3 innings pitched here. I expect this line to end up Baltimore minus 160, 165. Aviado, the over's 4-0 in his last 4 starts overall. Baltimore, the under is 4-0 in their last 4 games. Overall, the under is 4-0 on their last 4 on grass. 4-0 to the under their last 4 versus a team with a winning record. Pirates 1-9 in their last 10 in Baltimore. Crazy to think. The over 7-2-1 the last 10 meetings, and the Pirates overall are 4-10 in their last 14. I know everybody was excited about the Pirates. I told you that they were going to fall off eventually, and that's coming to fruition. So I really, really like the Orioles in this matchup. I don't know if it's going to be an official play. It depends on how far that line keeps moving up. Again, I don't like to lay big juice. I like to find more value. I will lay a heavy number if I feel really good about it. But I just want to see how that line moves for us. Tampa Bay, Trevor Kelly will be on the bump. Garrett Cole will be going for the Yankees. He was on fire and on a roll. We had him last week when the Yankees were up 6-0 on the Rays, and then he fell apart. They fell apart. We lost 8-7. No line for this game. I would assume it should be Cole minus about $1.70. 5-0 with a 2.09. Kelly 0-1 with a 9. Flat earned run average. Kelly's only averaging about 2 innings per outing. So this is definitely looking like a bullpen session for them. So, it's hard to step in front of the Rays. Yesterday they took game 1 for the Yankees, really beat them up. And before that, Tampa Bay was 3-7 the last 10 in New York. So now they're 4-7 in the last 11 in New York. I like Cole a lot. But look, we stepped in front of the Rays, all 3 games of the Baltimore series, got the last 2. Just not sure I want to go back down that road again. The Atlanta Braves roll into Toronto for an interleague matchup. Atlanta minus 155, come back on Toronto. plus $1.35. Spencer Strider will get the call for Atlanta facing Chris Bassett. Strider's been red hot, man. Gosh, that guy's been good. 4-0 with a 2.70 ERA, 0.93 whip, averaging 5 2/3. Bassett 4-2 with a 4.28, no slouch. 1.23 whip, 5 2/3 innings pitched. The Braves 0-6 in their last 6 meetings when these two teams hook up, and 1-5 their last 6 in Toronto. Again, want to see how the line moves, but if Toronto was to hop up $1.50 plus on the plus side, and Guerrero's back in the lineup, I think you'd have to take a hard look at Toronto. LA Angels plus 110 on the comeback. Visit the Cleveland Indians minus $1.30. The Indians, Guardians, whatever you want to call them, they're Cleveland, so it's still the mistake by the lake. Allen 1-1 with a 2.70 ERA, 5 2/3 innings pitched on average this year. Anderson 1-0 with a 5.40. The under has cashed in for the Angels 7-0 their last 7 Friday games. But the Angels 14-38 the last 52 in Cleveland, and 16-39 their last 55 overall. No real opinion on this one right now out the gate. Want to see how the line moves. St. Louis Cardinals, they're going to be visiting the Boston Red Sox. 2 older pitchers. You're going to get Adam Wainwright plus even money on the comeback at Boston with James Paxton making his season debut, laying $1.20. St. Louis 13-25, 7-12 on the road. Boston 22-16, 13-7 at home. No real lean here. I want to see, the Cardinals have been very helter-skelter, very erratic. Paxton making his first start. He's been on the DL a lot. I'll kind of just want to get a feel, see how game 1 goes, and then we can react after that. Houston Astros laying $1.45 with JP French. Visit Michael Kopech and the White Sox. France averaging 5 innings pitched, 0-0 record with a 0 ERA, 0.8 whip. Kopech 1-3, 5.97. Look, the White Sox are brutal. You either take the Astros here or you don't bet the game. I would like it more if the Astros fell under $1.40. That would make me feel better. But again, beggars can't be choosers. Chicago Cubs are going to throw Drew Smiley, the southpaw out there, plus 135 on the comeback, visiting the Minnesota Twinkies with Sonny Gray, who I like a lot, one of my favorite pitchers in baseball. They're laying 155. Smiley 3-1 with a 3.05 ERA, 0.99 whip, averaging 5 1/3 innings pitched. And again, like I said, the Twinkies have Gray 4-0, 1.35, 5 2/3 innings pitched. I really like the Twins here, but I don't like the price, right? So, again, I want to see how it moves. Now, the Cubs are 4-0 their last 4 meetings in mini. So, again, I just want to see how the line movement goes and how that carries out. Kansas City Royals are going to throw Josh Taylor. Boy, they're pathetic too. 12-27, 6-10 on the road. Visiting the Brew Crew, 20-17, 10-8 at home. Brewers laying 230 right now. Just way too high of a line. Nothing there that interests me. Philadelphia Phillies are going to throw out Taijuan Walker against Austin Gomer, the southpaw of the Rockies. Phillies laying $1.54 on the road, comeback plus 130 for the Rockies. Walker 3-2 with a 5.97 ERA, 1.41 whip, and Gomer 3-4 with a 6.75 earned run average, 1.59 whip, averaging 4 2/3. Now the Phillies 0-4 their last 4 on the road, 1-7 in their last 8 road games versus a southpaw. So that's concerning. The under 6-0 in the Rockies' last 6 games during game 1 of a series. The Phillies 8-1 the last 9 meetings against Colorado, but they're only 3-11 the last 14 in Colorado. So even though they've beat up on the Rockies, they haven't had much success there at Coors Field. Philly brings in the 15th ranked offense, 23rd ranked defense. Them and the Rockies mirror each other a lot. They're in the same vicinity as far as the Rockies bring in the 12th ranked offense and the 27th ranked defense. So a lot of parity in those numbers. Now in Walker's last 5 starts, the Phillies are 4-1, but he's given up his last outing, May 7th against Boston. He went 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. But before that, he gave up 8 runs, 5 runs, 2 runs, 1 run, 2 run, 4 runs. So 3 quality starts, 4 not so good starts. So it's hard to see, what you're going to get out of him. But his last 5 against Colorado, his teams are 4-1, and he hasn't given up more than 3 runs, and he's got 2 shutouts in there. So Walker has had success against Colorado. Gomer had lost 6 of his the Rockies had lost 6 of his starts in a row, but they've won the last 3. 2 earned in his last start, May 6th against the Mets in a 5-2 win. But again, the Mets are struggling right now, so that's not really a good barometer to go off of, because he's also this year gotten tagged for 9, 5, 5, and 3. Look, I lean Colorado because they're at home and Philly's had trouble, but Walker's been really successful. If that line can get to where it drops $1.40-ish, right? I would feel a whole lot better about the Phillies. Rangers, A's, I no sense in breaking it down. I can't lay $2 on the road. But look, if you want to throw the Rangers in a money line parlay, excuse me, man, I've been struggling with this cold early in the mornings, allergy, something. But the Rangers got my boy Martin Perez. You guys know how much I love the Southpaw. It was $1.75, but now it's up to $1.98. So just nothing. I mean, you can't lay that on the road. You lay that much wood on the road, you'll be sleeping on a park bench the rest of your life. Big matchup: San Diego Padres against the LA Dodgers. Dodgers minus $1.42, come back plus 120 on the Padres. Padres will send Blake Snell. They don't get any more inconsistent and erratic than that southpaw. 1-5 with a 4.89 ERA, averaging around 5 innings pitched per outing. Dustin May will get the call for the Dodgers, 4-1 with a 2.68. The under 4-0 for the Padres in their last 4 versus the National League. The under's been 4-0 for the Padres their last 4 games following a loss. The over-under is set at 9. The Dodgers are 4-0 in May's last 4 home starts, where the total is set between 9 and 10.5. Unders cashed 4-1 their last 5 meetings. Padres 31-68 their last 99 and 14-38 their last 52. Look, you either lay the $1.45 with the Padres or you don't bet the game. That's really the only way you can go here to be safe with it for sure. NFL season. We got the schedule. Some juicy things. We'll dive into this more, especially over the summer when you just got baseball. We'll really dive into the football and previewing that. Excuse me. But the opener Thursday night is going to be the Detroit Lions visiting the Chiefs as they raise the banner there. Lions a 7, some places 7.5 point underdog. Again, it's way early, so I'll give those way too early predictions. I really, really like, to be honest with you, I like the Detroit Lions. Listen, they're one of my teams that I said I think can knock on the door for the NFC Championship game. Now, I still think Philly's the class, but I think Philly's either going to play a Minnesota or a Detroit, and I'm starting to pick up a little steam on Seattle, but I'm always scared of the whole Geno Smith factor. But listen, you're going to give me Detroit 7.5? Hey, all about that. So Bills Jets hook up on Monday night. That's going to be a really, really good game. So excited for that one for sure. You got just rolling down through here. Couple other things. Week 1, Bryce Young, he would be able, if he gets the start, which I don't know why you wouldn't start him. He would get Atlanta week 1, so that would be a good situation for him. Green Bay, Chicago hook up week 1. Raiders, Broncos, Dolphins, Chargers. The Sunday night game will be the Dallas Cowboys facing the New York Giants. I think the Giants take a big regression, but hey, Thanksgiving's going to be a great day, man. The NFL, the NFL's been a little skeptical on these on these Thanksgiving games, these games on holidays. Christmas was really, really bad last year. Just the games they had, Cardinals, Bucks. The first one, Packers, Dolphins, was good. After that, it was a waste of time. But Thanksgiving, the NFL, great job. They hit a home run. Green Bay at Detroit. Detroit always plays on Thanksgiving. Doesn't get any better. A+. 4:30 game, Redskins and Cowboys. I know they're called the Commanders because we got a bunch of insensitive people in this world that, try to play stuff that really isn't true. But anyway, Washington, Dallas, you got to love that. Washington, Dallas should play every Thanksgiving. Why they don't, beyond me. And then look, you nightcap it with San Francisco and Seattle. That's fantastic. That's just a great card. And then you get the Black Friday game, first ever one. The next day, you get Dolphins, Jets. It's perfect. So week 11, you're going to get the Super Bowl rematch with the Eagles and the Chiefs. So that one's going to be really, really good. Christmas Day, again, I think the NFL hit a home run on Christmas for sure. I was a little skeptical of it, but they did a really, really good job. So listen, Christmas week, you got on Thursday, you got Saints, Rams, nobody will watch. But listen, Saturday, December 23rd, Christmas Eve, right? You're going to get Bengals at Steelers, Bills at Chargers. What a Saturday. Sunday for Christmas Eve, you get the rest of the NFL slate. Then on Monday, Christmas, this card, again, NFL A++. They do everything right. The NFL just does it right. Raiders, Chiefs to kick it off is your 1 o'clock. 4:30, Giants, Eagles. We always love that bloodbath. In the nightcap, Ravens and 49ers. Now, the 49ers still don't have a quarterback. Yeah, I know. All you Brock Purdy lovers come out and tell me how horrible of a person I am. Whatever. He's got to play him. But, so Thanksgiving, home run. Christmas, home run. Sunday night football, Tirico and Collinsworth. Best in the business. They get that kickoff game, Lions at Chiefs, which I think is a great kickoff game. The Lions could go in there and, be in this thing in the last 2 minutes. Sunday nights, you got Cowboys, Giants week 1. Week 2, you got Miami and New England. Pittsburgh at the Raiders. Hey, October 1st, Chiefs at Jets. Mahomes at Rodgers. Sign me up. That's going to be a good one. Week 5, Dallas at San Francisco. I love it when those two teams hook up. Week 6, Giants at Bills. Interstate match. Giants and Bills don't play very much against each other. That'll be a really good one. Week 7, by then Tua will be out, so the Dolphins at Philly won't be as good as it could be. But if Tua sticks around, those two Alabama quarterbacks, I think that's a great matchup. Bears at Chargers. All this love on the Bears. You people are crazy. Like, y'all are absolutely crazy. This whole Chicago Bears are gonna just set the world on fire. I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. But hey, who am I? Bills at Bengals week 9. That's a great one. Rodgers going to Vegas, week 10. That's a great one. Shimmer on down here. We already talked about Thanksgiving, San Francisco, Seattle, Baltimore Chargers, Chiefs at Pack, Eagles at Cowboys, Ravens at Jags. So great job on some Sunday night football matchups. Monday night football's had some stinkers in recent years, but again, Bills, Jets kick it off. And then you got the doubleheader makes no sense in week 2. Saints, Panthers, and Browns, Steelers. I mean, what the heck is that? Who wants to watch either one of those games? I'll make sure that's family night with my daughter. So, Seattle and the Giants week 4, Cowboys, Chargers week 6, San Francisco, Minnesota, Raiders, Lions. So we got some good ones here too. Again, Monday night, November 20th, Eagles at Chiefs, Bengals at Jaguars. That one will be phenomenal as well. And then look, the season ends Detroit at Dallas. Detroit and Dallas, that's another great matchup. So sign me up for that one. So again, we went through rapid fire on the Major League Baseball card. Again, leans, I would lean Dodgers. I would lean Twins, but I want the Twins line to come down. Angels plus the 110. That's a lean. The Orioles, it's minus 154. I need that to come down a little bit. And the Reds plus money at the Marlins. I mean, the Marlins shouldn't be laying $1.40 plus to anybody. Just anybody. In the NHL tonight, Panthers plus 145 on the comeback, minus $1.80. Maple Leafs. I actually think the Maple Leafs extend this series again. Why? It's just my gut. No good reason, but there's no way you can lay $1.80. Edmonton minus 130, 110 comeback on the Knights. I don't have a good feel for this one. I want, if the line moves like drastically and you get Vegas plus 125, plus 130, but with the suspension and the other things, I got questions. Look, and the problem with the Oilers is McDavid and Drysdale can they're the best two in hockey, but their goaltending and their defense just sucks sometimes. So I just never know what to expect with them. Miami Heat in the NBA, I think they close it out for sure. And then Golden State, it's plus 2.5. See how the line moves. If you could get 3.5. Actually, I think Golden State on the money line plus 120. I think they extend this series. I really, really do. I know they've been abysmal on the road. I know LeBron's going to come out on fire. I expect Anthony Davis, if, his head, his hip, his toe, ingrown hair in his butt, whatever is ailing him, I feel like he comes out and has a good game. Because look, the Lakers have to play desperate. They do not want to go back to the Chase Center for a game 7. But I think the Warriors and their pedigree, I think they find a way to get it done. Again, remember, if not for Lonnie Walker, the Warriors are up 3-2. And the Warriors, like the Celtics, have had chances and they've just blown the games late. So fully expect the Warriors here. So if you're going to bet them, forget the points, just take the plus 120. All right, my winners. Friday, hope y'all had a great week. Be grateful for the week you had. Look, whether there was ups or downs, whatever got hit you on the chin in life, guess what? You made it through. All right, so it's the weekend. Enjoy time with your family. You're going to have some game 7s, at least one on Mother's Day with Boston and Philly. Happy Mother's Day out there to all the mothers. I'll try to hop on and do a quick one over the weekend. I really hadn't thought that part out, but it just might be a quick 15, 20-minute blitzer. But I'll give you guys something for Saturday and Sunday. Again, love you guys. Let's keep rolling with the winners and the picks. You can email me, John at BCCS Sports. We'll work something out for you. 13 years in a row of 150 over 500, working on year 14 as we speak. We've been red hot the past couple weeks after a brutal April. But again, I'm not going to win every day, every week, but over the course of 365 days, I'm going to at least get to 150. All right. Love y'all, my winners. God bless.